Hello, thank you for taking the time to look at this slide deck for students at SANS.edu who want to use veterans benefits. So I wanted to talk about the veterans benefits today and the application process and everything you might need to know. First, let's start and make sure you're in the right program. Here is the choice of programs at SANS.edu. You can have graduate programs, master's degree, all of our graduate certificates, all eligible for your GI Bill. Undergraduate programs, the bachelor's degree program and the undergraduate certificate program in applied cybersecurity, eligible for GI Bill. The Cybersecurity Fundamentals Certificate Program is pending approval. So that is the only program that we offer at SANS.edu right now that is not eligible for VA benefits at this time. Keep checking back. We look to have that happen hopefully one day soon, but it is still pending. First, I want to help you explore your GI Bill options. So you have a couple options when using GI Bill. Post 9/11 GI Bill, Chapter 33. The Montgomery GI Bill is Chapter 30. There is Montgomery GI Bill, which is Chapter 1606. All of those are eligible under your GI Bill benefits for SANS.edu. They all require a certificate of eligibility to show us how many months and how much eligibility you actually have for these bills. So that is something you need to know. The COE should be requested as soon as you start the application process, and you can attach it to your application as soon as possible. We don't need that COE for you to apply, but we will need it on file for you to be enrolled. So it's something to start right now so you have it when you need it. There is also the Edith Norse STEM Scholarship Program. This is for our bachelor's degree and Chapter 33 recipients only. You must apply with the VA, be approved. They provide you an award letter for the STEM program. That is our bachelor's degree, and that will get you the funding you need for that program. We also have VRE, Vocational Rehab and Employment. This is Chapter 31. This requires authorization from your VA counselor. It's a bit of a different process than just having GI Bill benefits, which get a certificate of eligibility. You need to go through your VA counselor. They will then work with the Tungsten Network through SANS.edu and get your funding approved. So that is something that you want to talk to your counselor about, get your VRE approval, and then you will apply to SANS, and we will help you with your paperwork as you go. If you have Survivor and Dependents Assistance, Chapter 35, you must also have a certificate of eligibility letter, and that will help get the funding in place. So from this list, figure out what you're eligible for, what you have, and now you can move forward into the next step. The understanding your MHA coverage is really tricky. So your monthly housing allowance will be dependent on what kind of GI Bill you're using, how you're using it in the program. The MHA is determined by the VA for chapters 33, 30, 35, and 1606. This is based on your rate of pursuit, whether you're in the program at a full-time rate or a half-time rate. It actually also changes sometimes within VA offices, so it's really important to work with your VA counselor and understand what your eligibility is based on, and then talk to your academic advisor, maybe admissions, maybe even our veterans office to see what your program entails. Are you full-time? Are you half-time? That's going to be important determining the MHA. You have a monthly subsistence allowance provided by the Chapter 31 VR&E program, and that is also based on your rate of pursuit. So again, I can't stress enough, everybody's a little bit different within the program. You want to speak with your VA counselor. You also want to speak with your academic advisor, and that will help understand what you are eligible for. Once you are admitted to a SANS.edu program, you're given a planning sheet. So this will help you with your estimated monthly housing allowances for your program. It will highlight your benefit type, and it will really hopefully create an outline so that you can go day to day by the program and understand what you're eligible for, what will be coming in, and what the program will cover. A couple other things that you might want to know. There is allowances for partial GI Bill coverage. So for Chapter 33, if you have less than 100% coverage, you are responsible for the extra percentage. So as the example states on this page, if you have 80% eligibility, then the VA will cover 80% of your bachelor's degree course. You must pay the remaining 20% on each class that you take before the class concludes. So you do have the program of the class, so the 8 weeks in the bachelor's degree scenario, to make those payments and get it paid by the end. You'll owe that 20% by the end of the course. You will know at the very beginning how much you will be responsible for out of pocket. For Chapter 30, 35, and 1606, the VA benefits are paid to you, the student. So then it's your responsibility each month, each course, to pay SANS.edu for the tuition. And again, this is due by the last day of each course. If you run out of GI Bill mid-program, don't panic. We can switch your funding option. We have many students who use different forms of funding as they go. So if you have a GI Bill that only covers part of the program, we would use that GI Bill first until it's complete, use it to exhaustion, and then we will look at other funding options for you. Now, we'd like to highlight these before you begin the program so that you understand what's coming. There are no surprises when your GI Bill does finish and run out and you need to switch. We have TA acceptability in this program. So if you have an employer who's willing to provide tuition assistance, great. Tuition reimbursement, terrific. We also have a tuition payment program for all of the programs that we mentioned, graduate and undergraduate. This takes your remaining balance, divides it into equal payments each month, and you pay that until the program is paid in full. There is no interest or fees on that tuition payment program. So that's something that you can do on your own. If you have another eligibility program through the VA, then we will work with you to help get that going, whether it's VRE or a STEM scholarship that might be available to you. So lots of choices, something that we want to talk about prior to beginning, but we can help you with that each step along the way. And then if you're getting started with veterans readiness and employment, so this is the VR&E, remember when I said they work through a little bit of a different system called the Tungsten Network? You must be first approved by the VA. So we want you to start this process early. Make sure you're eligible for VRE. Make sure you get the green light from the VA to say, yes, please pursue this program. We're going to cover it if all goes well. Then we'd like you to apply and be accepted. Once that happens, we can then provide all the necessary paperwork to get back to your VA counselor so that they can fully approve and get you going within the program. Here is how to apply. So you can apply any month for our bachelor's degree and all our certificate programs, undergraduate and graduate. Every month we have acceptances starting, well, rolling admission, I should say. So your applications are due by the 15th. They go to decision. You will get a decision 30 days later on the 15th, and then you can start 45 days after that. Our master's degree program have quarterly application deadlines. So you're looking at the 1st of February, May, August, and November. Again, the same 30-day process applies. You will get a decision the following month on the 1st, and you will be able to start your program on the 1st of the month after that. So I would say for any program that you're applying to, allow 45 to 60 days until your start date. That does give you plenty of time to get that COE, to work with your counselor, to secure the funding, and be ready to go. If you are doing in-person courses or you really want to do in-person, now if you're using VA benefits, don't forget, you can only do in-person courses in the state of Maryland. So I just want to remind everybody watching today, that is your only option for in-the-room coursework, in person. You can still do live online and on demand from anywhere, but in person, Maryland only, using VA benefits. If you want a course in Maryland, you should apply a little bit further out so we can be sure to get you a seat in the room. Now, you've applied. Hopefully you understand what benefits you're eligible for. Here's what to expect after you apply. Hopefully you get an acceptance. If you do, in your portal, you will see a matriculation agreement that needs to be signed. You will work with your VA counselor to either send your COE, send your VRE approvals through, whatever program you're using, the VA will solidify that once you get your acceptance, and it will get you ready to go. Once you have your funding in place, we will switch you to an enrolled student, and you will begin on the first of whatever month is your eligibility, and you will start with new student orientation. You will get an email about 5 to 7 days before the first of that month with instructions to attend new student orientation, or NSO as we call it. You will complete your NSO as soon as possible. It is online. It's about 45 minutes to an hour. Then you will get a link to connect you with your student advisor, set up a call. That student advisor will talk to you now about your plan, confirm all your funding with the VA, and get you going to sign up for your first course. That is your step process. If on the sad side you are denied, which it does happen, we don't love to talk about it, but we want you to know that it's not the end of the road. You may enroll in a single class to prove your capabilities for whatever program you're applying. It's a very popular route to take if you have been denied acceptance into the program. The only thing to note for all of my VA students, it does not get covered by GI Bill or VA benefits. A single class is not part of the eligibility. But a lot of times, students still want to take this on, either using another funding source or out of pocket, so that they can then get right into the program and be accepted. Hopefully that will happen. You may also be offered another program, and maybe it's from the graduate program to undergrad, and you might want to consider that because it still allows you to use your benefits. Or you may wait 6 months, retake the aptitude assessment, reapply, and see if you get a better outcome. So please get in touch with us if you get a denied response. We will help figure out what pathway will work best for you. Now, wrapping up, if you have any questions, the best thing to do is contact our Veterans Office. So if these are specific VA questions or the housing allowance questions, please email veterans@sans.edu. If they are admissions questions or more general inquiries, or you're not even sure if this is a VA question, please feel free to email info@sans.edu. The admissions team will get you to the right place and hopefully answer that question, or at least figure out where to go to answer it. And last but not least, if those of you watching today have not seen an information session yet, I highly recommend signing up for one. You can find them on our website under information sessions. It's a great way to see the programs, to figure out which program you belong in, and learn about the different programs and the different nuances. What's the difference between undergraduate ACS and a bachelor's degree, or the graduate certificate programs and the length of the master's? Attend these OISs and we will answer all those questions. And of course, you can always keep emailing us at info@sans.edu. Thank you so much, everybody, for attending today and just looking at this slideshow. Hopefully we answered your questions. My name is Kim Kafka. I work in the admissions office. Please feel free to reach out with any further questions or concerns, and good luck with those applications. Bye.